Studios, where you have an officer basically around the neck area.
These two retired Vegas cops now podcast hosts.
They don't have ID. They can't get into a hotel room. To get them the help they need, especially if someone even gets arrested. A lot of people don't know how the justice system works.
But I want someone to actually know them and know that it's legit.
I see a big 2023 for this group right here.
I would, in general, be wary of the storefront psychic.
You guys have going on is necessary, it's needed.
Hey everybody, it's David Kohlmeier, the problem solver. We are live. How are you today? Thanks so much for joining us. As usual, every single week, I know Angry Steve is saying we were late today. We needed to be 4:30. We had
Hi, Steve.
some technical difficulties. Anyway, as usual, Dave Kohlmeier, the problem solver, is here, Sticky Pod Studio. We have our favorite celebrity psychic, Laura. Say hello.
Hello, so great to be here.
Awesome. We have Gentil Dr. G in the house.
Hey, bisous, bisous.
And we have a very special person today. We have Anthony Cools, who is a celebrity hypnotist. And hopefully he's not hypnotized himself.
He's asleep.
But we may have to wake him up. But Anthony Cools is here. Welcome, Anthony Cools.
What? Are we on? Hi.
I think he just hypnotized himself.
Send him on. Send money. What's that?
Send money.
How are you today?
Where am I?
You were at the legendary Sticky Pod Studio. And Chase is our engineer today. And you're with David Kohlmeier, Laura.
The scotch is a good
Dr.
call.
G.
You know what happened? He waited too long to get on air. That's why he fell asleep.
He's getting older. You know, when I saw him, I think he was like 22.
Me and Biden like this, man.
How are you today?
Living the dream. How are you?
So one of our super fans, Angry Steve,
He's a little
weird.
weird.
He always looks to see who's on the show. So he's always like, you need to get better people on the show. So we have Anthony Cools, who's been around for how many years being a hypnotist in Las Vegas?
In Vegas since 03.
03.
Yes.
Wow.
I came out actually in 02. So you're here 20, but have you lived in Vegas?
I moved here in 03.
03,
I
okay.
got my first gig at the Stardust.
Oh.
Yes. I was
What's that? I'm joking.
Yeah.
Stardust.
Stardust.
Yes.
Now Resorts World.
Now Resorts World.
Wow.
So 2003, tell us a little bit about yourself. I guess I'm just jumping in, but
Well, I like long walks on the beach.
I like that. So does Laura. She's really big.
do.
But it has to be Lake Mead. She doesn't like the beach. Only lake beaches.
Too many bodies floating around out there for me.
That is true. That is true. We could talk about that too.
Did you see that billboard of the lawyer that said, were you injured searching for bodies at Lake Mead?
No.
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
Yes, I
No.
swear to God, there was I don't know if it was a spoof or not.
No,
but
it's a little bit of a spoof of different things. Did you see that someone offered $5,000 reward for finding a second body in a barrel?
no,
This guy.
that was you.
Yeah.
We offered a reward for if you found another body in the barrel.
Yeah.
So you had to have two bodies in one barrel.
No, just you have to find another barrel.
Okay,
There's one already found.
Okay, so that would be really hard to stuff two bodies into one barrel.
True.
They'd have to be very small
Unless
people.
they were little, yeah.
You probably don't know, and I'm sure none of these people were hypnotized before they got shot and killed, but there's actually been 6 bodies located since the initial body that we talk about in the barrel.
This is a creepy podcast. Can I go?
Yeah. It's like true crime. It's true life.
Yes.
It's everything.
Other people started getting became missing, after he offered the reward.
No, exactly. Well, it's funny because I know you
They're
don't.
like, we're going to create a body and then get the reward.
Give us our money, damn it. He didn't give it to them.
I know
actually.
Anthony does not binge watch The Problem Solver, which is one of the problems. And you would have known that we were offering reward money. It actually went viral all over the world.
Really?
About our show. We actually made CNN when you saw that voice that says to retired cops.
I was sleeping.
He was sleeping.
Yeah.
He was in a hypnotist trance.
No, I was just
Himself.
sleeping, Dave. That had nothing to do with hypnosis. I was just sleeping.
Retired.
That's right.
You gotta get some sleep before you come on The Problem Solver.
It's funny.
What are you doing late at night?
Not, sleep, not sleeping.
I'm cuddling with my chicken is what I'm doing.
He's hypnotizing
He
chickens.
literally has a chicken and it is so sweet.
He does.
Yeah,
Chicken
she-
pet.
A white chicken? Like a
Yes.
white?
Lisa
Very
Marie.
fluffy.
I'm sorry.
Aunt Margaret.
Anne Margaret. Sorry.
Just
Lisa
one
Marie.
chicken.
One chicken.
Do you hypnotize it?
Yeah.
Really? Yes, I hypnotize it to give me $1,000 eggs.
Chase, can we Google like hypnotizing a chicken to see what comes up on YouTube?
I'm on it.
You can actually you can hypnotize
Yeah.
the chicken.
Can you, like-
yeah,
He
you use
does.
you use a piece of chalk.
Chalk?
Yes. You put the chicken down in front of you, and you draw a straight line from the chicken, and the chicken will just stay there. It will not move.
If you make it white line.
It's a white
Interesting.
line, and it's not cocaine.
That's why the chicken hasn't moved.
That's right.
Superfan Steve, I think,
sound
should
moving.
try that and videotape himself.
That's right.
So you can't, no, I'll be honest, you can do that?
I don't know. I've never
tried
tried.
it? Could you try it and let us know?
I think he has because his chicken lays a lot of eggs for him.
It's
Really?
fantastic.
Yeah, she does.
Did you just get the chicken recently because we're short, this whole shortage of egg situation?
3
going on?
years and change now. 3 years.
And how many eggs do you get like on a monthly basis?
I get one every 2 days.
That's pretty good.
And she lays the eggs on him.
It has known. She tried to. I picked her up and moved her out of the way beside me. But
Oh, okay.
yes, it was because she makes these sounds, and I know she's going to make. I know exactly what's happening. I'm
Really?
like, no way am I going to let this chicken lay an egg on me. Not a hot chance.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
No.
I thought that's why she
But
was
you-
laying those eggs.
No, she has her Instagram. You can follow her Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, and see that. Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
Instagram?
Anne Margaret the chicken.
If we could look that up and showcase
And
it, maybe.
Margaret the chicken.
I think it's in the link in my bio. It is.
your
There's
bio?
a link to it in my bio on my Instagram. Yeah, at Anthony Cools.
Yeah, if you find any of this stuff online, Chase, we'll showcase it. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know we're joking around a little bit, but
Well,
I was
I-
always curious about you, even though I've seen your show.
Well, I started off as a DJ many years ago. Got really comfortable with an audience and progressed into a hypnosis show in the early 90s. Toured for 10 years. I ended up going down to Mississippi and breaking the record down there for the longest running show in Mississippi, down in Biloxi. Very small client base there. 125,000 people basically live down there. And, Cirque du Soleil came in, everybody would see the show, and then they don't need to see it again. Where my show changed every night. We wrote different. I've got about 8 hours of material, and I pull and write different shows for everybody. I get the same people there 5 nights in a row. We lasted 4 years, and then Katrina came and literally picked up the casino that I was playing at and moved it 1,500 feet up on shore and dropped it in the middle of the highway.
Oh my God.
And that's when they changed the laws down there, so you didn't have to be water-based casino. Anyways, I proved my point. The show was successful. Somebody noticed me from the Boyd Corporation, and they brought me up for the Stardust. Played there for a little while, then over to the Paris in 2005, and 16 years later, I was still there till COVID.
Yeah.
And the show was still successful.
Right. But you retired now, huh?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I have.
I think
yes.
Vegas is a mess right now for entertainer. It's a mess.
So what-
Yeah, can you say more? I want to
Yeah, tell us about that, because I know your brother mentioned a little bit about it, but I wasn't sure.
Well, the small shows are basically being pushed out and eliminated at this point in time. It's either sports, or the big 5,000 seat arenas. The Celine Dion's and the
Madonna.
Rod Stewart's and Madonna's or whatever is coming in here. So the small shows are really being pushed off to the side, and the lack of rooms for small entertainers to find they're not there. So I don't know if you're familiar with how shows work here, but the shows have been produced by the entertainers and by exterior producers. The casinos, they want nothing to do with them anymore. Now they want rent, and pay your union fees, worry about your own marketing, and it's very expensive to even try something like that. And without the right location, without the right time slot, it's a suicide. It's dumb.
Right.
So I'm quite content. I planned on retiring in March of 2020 back in 2010.
No, okay.
Wow.
I got really lucky with my timing because my contract started in March of 2005. And the contracts were always for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 2-year option, 1-year option, whatever it was. And it was always March where the contracts took place. So after many years, I said, okay, 2010, I'm going to plan for 2020 retirement. 2020 rolled around, and they called me in. They said, we got a 2-year option. We'd like to do the 2-year option. I said, okay, we'll do 2 more years, but then I'll be done. And then COVID hit in March, and couldn't get better timing than that. I said, okay, maybe I'll get a break. I'll feel rejuvenated. I wanted to go back and do the shows again. And a year and a half later, El Dorado buys Caesars, and they shut down the showroom. So that's it.
You were doing like 2 shows a night, right?
When I first opened up, then it was down to 5 nights a week. Yeah.
It's still a lot of work, right? I mean, it's not.
Everybody says that. It's a
God.
lot of work. It's not a lot of work.
No?
No, it was.
It was fun.
I'd be there 3 hours. I'd walk up on stage, do my stuff, and go have a scotch and go home. It wasn't really.
So it was fun. It wasn't work.
It wasn't fun and it wasn't work. It was a job. I don't know how else to describe it. Vegas,
Was it more in the beginning? It was more fun, or
At the beginning, it was a blast. 07, 08. Oh my gosh, those were the golden years of Vegas. We had such a great time in that period. But like I said, Vegas morphs.
Yeah.
It always is morphing. Nobody can figure out exactly how it works, but it's morphed now into sports and headliners.
Interesting. I see that Madonna tickets were coming out like it's like $11,000 for a seat or something. You know,
Really?
like a front row seat, and like the minimum seat is like $250. I'm not even sure. She was coming to Vegas or something. That was
I didn't
No,
know
no.
about
A lot of the artists has started charging like quite a bit of money. I mean, it's amazing. Like what Taylor Swift was something like thousands and thousands
And
of
Adele
dollars too.
tickets are
Yeah,
really expensive
5,000, 10,000, something like that. I'm like, who the heck is going to pay that? I mean,
people in Vegas seem like they're paying the money for it. You know, it seems like people got money to spend.
Well,
good.
people
Not
will
for
come
shows.
from all over the
And
world,
then also,
though.
like the millennials, that whole generation, they're not interested in seeing shows. They'd rather see a DJ and pay $3,000 for a $20
table.
bottle of vodka.
oh yeah.
They're not interested in seeing shows. Like even I noticed in the last 10 years, my average age went from mid 30s to 50s, you know, easily. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, their money's just as good as everybody else's. But somebody that is a little bit more seasoned is smart enough not to let me in their brain. Right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Seasoned.
Seasoned.
Well, so Anthony, you know,
he's been around the block.
hypnotized us actually before the show. Unfortunately,
Except for me.
Well, except for Laura, yeah, she didn't want her powers taken away apparently. So, but we tried it, and I don't know. I'm just waiting right now.
Are you?
Come on, tell Dave to do something.
So
Anthony.
So I guess here's the question: is that you know, I've seen your show several times. That was great in general. I had a fun time. I know my parents came as well, and they thought it was a little provocative because you did a lot of sexual things, which was
His
funny.
show is. Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? If you watch my
Provocative.
show with the volume off, it's not.
Volume off.
With the volume off. If you watch it with the volume on and your imagination is allowed to work,
Okay.
then and yes, it is very much so. But that's where I drew the line. That's where I drew the line. I said if you can have your sound off and it's dirty, it's too dirty.
I see.
But if the sound is off and you can deal with what you're seeing up on stage, for example, you know, I was famous for the chair humping. I would tell people they audition for a porno and the chair is the person they're auditioning with. Right? You take the volume off, you don't know what they're doing. They're just rocking the chair back and forth. Your imagination can't work. And that made it not dirty.
It's funny you say that because
I don't know about that, Anthony.
Yeah. I know. I'm thinking I think it's pretty clear what's going on.
I've seen it without the sound, and it looks pretty. Like
you know what's interesting you say that. So my wife is Persian, and her father came to town. I guess I just remembered, and we came to your show, but we didn't tell him. You know, he speaks Farsi and the language barrier a little bit, so he didn't know what kind of show he was going to. But he saw all these like probably sexual acts taking place, and he didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, but there's more than just sexual acts in the show. I mean, really.
No, I'm just saying all he saw was like people humping each other and so on. And he's like, he had no clue what was going on.
Nobody humped each other on the show.
It was a lot of sexual. I thought it was a lot of humping. I mean, I
yeah,
think
there was some humping.
Okay.
especially
each
at,
other. I
at
think
the
that
end.
part
At the
that
end.
you-
at the
That's
end.
why I liked it. That's why I went to your show like 5
John
times.
T's very pro humping.
So let's go through a basic rundown on the show here. Let's say playing musical instruments, is that dirty?
No, that part wasn't.
Okay, so
Yes.
the person beside you breaking wind, is that dirty?
It is if it gets on you, I guess.
Well, it didn't really happen.
I know. Just,
Okay, how about forgetting your name?
not
No,
dirty.
How
not
about
that part.
the number 2 not existing?
No, not
How
those
about
parts.
how about having a
Marijuana,
joint?
drugs.
Yeah.
It was-
Getting high. Okay,
was
is that,
funny,
is
though.
that dirty?
No, I guess it's
Okay,
the
well,
last part.
that's like 9/10 of the show, right?
But most people
No,
probably
it's-
remember at the end the sexual
Sure.
They
part.
remember the
They
sex
remember,
part.
Sex
They
sells,
remember,
right?
they remember the
Absolutely.
auditioning for the porno with the chair, and they
Yeah.
remember the orgasms
Yes.
at the end. You know,
Oh yeah. I guess that's what you left with at the end, right?
I was in
The whole orgasm.
end of the show on a climax, right? That's the whole idea.
We try to do that here too. John D or Laura, one of them, we try to end the climax.
Look at her,
Anthony
she's got her
does.
hands out
Anthony
already.
does
We'll
this
show-
thing at the
oh yeah,
end
at the
of
end,
his,
end of the hand thing.
Yeah,
Laura, give me a
at
hand.
the end of the show,
at
you
this.
know.
70,000
Yes.
70,000
People remember that.
70,000 orgasms with this sentence. 70,000.
Yeah, he just shakes their hand and then they
Yeah, 3 of them
supposedly
are
have
real.
orgasm. Yes.
3 of them. So
I'm behaving myself.
I'm
right now.
waiting.
no, it's funny. I always remember those aspects because it's so hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And but a lot of people don't believe it's real. Even John Orlando, where we just tried to hypnotize, he's like, "Oh, he's paid people every episode." And I remember going to the show saying, "Let's come back a few nights in a row to see if it's the same people. Maybe it's staged."
Yeah.
What do you say to people like that, like John Orlando, who thinks he
Yeah.
knows everything?
How many Lamborghinis do you see he had?
None as of yet.
Okay. Well, we have to take that into consideration too. Think about what it would take to fake a show like that. Just think
Yeah.
about what the logistics would be.
Why? Even if you spent, I always thought that you spend $100 a night.
Okay.
On a few people
okay,
that are
hold on,
staged.
okay, look at it this way. I got to find people, tear them away from their families.
Every night of the week.
Every night of the week, and then say, okay, I'm going to humiliate you up on stage, and I even want you to buy a videotape afterwards. What are you going to charge me? Let's say that they charge $200. Okay? Now, what about all the people that say no? I got to pay them off to shut up for the rest of their lives as well, right? So we're talking maybe I'll find one person for every 100 people that I go through to make that happen. Then putting 8 times, 10 times up on stage, 1,000 people to say no to.
That's a lot of work and a lot of money.
And then keeping it quiet forever
Yeah.
with the internet. Come on, it's just
Well, the internet wasn't
it's unrealistic.
Well, the internet wasn't as big then when you were doing it, right?
I mean, it was only a few years ago.
No, I don't
Like,
remember.
it was like
That was like
back in the Stone Age.
100 years ago when Anthony was on stage.
I just don't. I don't remember me like Googling you and seeing if it's real or not. Like I don't remember that aspect of it.
Just think about the aspect of what it would take to fake a show like that, 5 nights a week, and getting everybody to stay quiet about it, including the staff.
Yeah.
It's just feasibly unreasonable.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
You
I
know,
will toss something out there. I've gotten the casting calls from agencies for hypnosis, like I don't know what you'd call it, the people hypnosis.
The what?
The people who get hypnotized. I've gotten casting calls from the agencies. I never knew who the
Was that for
was.
TV though?
Yeah.
no, it's for on the strip.
Okay,
Oh.
I know exactly who that is, and I'm not going to say it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
so there are people that do that then.
so it is a
what you're
thing, but it
saying.
wasn't yours.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
It is a thing.
So,
thing.
you know, I've been to Anthony's show numerous times. I don't know, 5, 10. And I actually watch people, you know, the ones that, because he asked them to come on stage, volunteer to come on stage. And I'll watch those people and I'll watch them afterwards
See,
too.
I did the same.
They have this,
Kind of
the
glow.
ones that did get hypnotized, that were doing stuff on stage, they had this weird look on their face
When they left.
afterwards.
I
Yeah,
agree.
when they left. And they
were kinda dazed or
Yeah,
something?
they're dazed. And I'm watching them at
More
the bar and
confused, more
stuff.
confused.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, confused and dazed, whatever it was. I'm like, okay, that's one of the ones that were on stage. So
I think a lot of people do that because I did the same when the guy came off. You remembered who the people were, and as they came out of the show, I would say, "Oh, do you feel anything? Did you feel?" And they would say, "No," and they got the tape, or whatever, and they walked out. And I was watching them to see if like they were real people, like in the beginning. I mean, I didn't do it every time, but I mean, it seemed legit, you know, because you saw the people. They look like real people walking with their girlfriends or boyfriends or husbands and wives. I mean,
yeah.
it seemed real. But a lot of people, I think, look to see those people because they remember them being on stage, or you always remember the girl having the orgasm.
If you just do the math, just do some real simple math, you'll see it's absolutely impossible.
Okay.
It just makes it so much easier to be real. It really is.
yeah.
So tell us about the training, because as you're talking about, maybe I just need to become a hypnotist. That's maybe what I like calling problem solver and
It's funny,
hypnotist.
when I learned, I had to teach myself because there was no place to teach. There was no place, you know, up in Canada. There
Okay.
was no place. Nobody was teaching it. There was like 3 hypnotists in Canada, you know, touring at the time. Nobody would teach you that art. So I taught myself how to do it, and in a way, I'm very grateful for that because I didn't learn anybody else's bad habits.
Good point.
You know, now you can go to take an online course in 6 weeks and get your hypnotherapy degree.
Really?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
readily
but does it?
available.
I mean, all these people that do it. I mean,
Is that dangerous though? I mean,
No.
no. I mean, so anyone can get it, and anyone can try to hypnotize
I
people.
I have no mystical magical powers. I only have education, and if you can learn, you can learn. Anybody can learn how to do it. Yes, my gift, my power is how I pulled it off on stage.
Yes,
Because you know
Because you're
you
showing.
you can get great. You can get a hypnotist up on stage, and the show's terrible. It has-
basically, you made it entertaining.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with who's up on stage or if they're hypnotized or they're not hypnotized.
Right.
If the entertainer is not entertaining,
Yes.
you know, or he doesn't know his skill well enough, you know,
You wouldn't have a show for 16 years.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And still successful when it got shut down too. No, I'm very proud of that. That's a world record. So
Yay.
I'm very happy about it.
Yay.
You know, our superfan Steve mentioned, which I think you already answered. He's asking about the guy that hypnotized that he was in a porno, but that was every show.
Every show.
Yeah.
Yeah, every show. It was 2 signature bits I did. One was that you would audition in a porno with the chair. And
Was it always a girl or was it a guy too sometimes?
everybody.
Everybody,
Yeah.
that's right.
Everybody.
Oh, that's right. There were several people that were doing it. But some were
Everybody.
really good. Like someone like John T would be like really.
Oh, I'd be amazing.
Laura,
So
Laura,
now,
you never did that?
I never did that.
That's
I only met Anthony this past year.
that's actually
You
a
should
really
practice.
really good topic to talk about because people say, "Oh, my friend would be so hilarious up there."
Maybe
That's not true
That's-
at all.
yeah.
I've seen the most introverted people just be completely extroverted up on stage. And I've seen extroverted people just go into shells.
Okay.
There's no rhyme or reason to who the best subjects were? The people that fell asleep in the audience had no idea they
Yeah,
were
I've
up
seen
on
those.
stage.
Those
They
are-
were always awesome up on stage.
I remember
you
you saying like, "Don't touch him, leave him alone." Like let them.
Oh yeah, well during the induction we'd see hands going up all the time. My staff were trained to be watching
Aware.
people, aware of it. And I'd say at the beginning, almost every second show we'd be getting somebody in the audience falling asleep. Towards the end, it was maybe once a week, but it was because people were seasoned.
And it wasn't because of alcohol and drugs?
No, it's because people that are my age are smart enough not to go up on stage. I mean, these 21-year-olds they'll give it a shot. But ask me to hypnotize myself to do the things I would do. No way. No.
What?
No way. That's crazy.
So here's a question: do you think it's difficult, like for the three of us, if we wanted to become a hypnotist? If we went, is there a class? Is something you recommend?
Lots of classes.
Is there one that you recommend for me to take?
I know that Mark Savard, at one point in time, was teaching it, and Kevin Lapine, I believe, is still teaching it.
Does Mark still have a show? I remember seeing him.
No, he shut down as well. The three of us basically were the three hypnosis shows in town for a decade, and we would always have lunches together and talk very openly and honestly with each other because we all believed that if we lifted each other up, that it would lift up the entire art form. We didn't have any petty bickering. We stayed friends. We still are friends, and because there was only three of us, we wanted to help each other be successful as opposed to, being petty and trying to knock the other people down,
That's amazing.
And that was right to the end.
So
we met during COVID, and we talked about COVID plans and, what was going to be happening.
So if he still doesn't do the training, is there like a school? Is there like you have to be really mentored by somebody?
I've not really looked because I've sort of got my education behind me already.
I don't know.
Why don't you teach?
Yeah, I was just saying, can you teach?
Why don't you do Anthony Cool School of hypnotherapy?
Can you teach me? Can you teach me?
Look at that reaction.
I want to take your legacy and
this is
continue.
well. I've got a guy that I'm sort of put under my wing right now. His name is Steve Falcon. He was doing shows out in Myrtle Beach. He's going to be coming to Vegas. Probably
Steve's amazing.
he'll be coming here right away, and he is sort of becoming my protege. He has something that it doesn't matter what kind of an education as far as hypnosis is concerned. You have to have a stage presence.
Yeah.
And if you don't have stage presence, it doesn't matter if you're a great hypnotist or not. You're not going to be successful. Can I teach you how to hypnotize people? Sure, I can teach you how to hypnotize people. What are you going to do with it at that point in time? I have no idea because, I don't know you well enough to say, okay, get in front of a small audience of 30 people and entertain them. Now get in front of an audience of 15,000 and entertain them.
I don't think that's what Dave wants. I don't think he wants to learn it for that reason.
No, I think Dave wants to get in panties.
Yeah.
What would be the reason?
You have some personal reasons for trying to be hypnotized.
I always thought it was funny. Like I said, when my wife was like, I just always. I mean, I remember I do it because of you from years ago.
You just want the power over someone. I don't think you want to be on
Would
stage.
you not give it to someone that's like evil? Like I want to be in a twisted way. Use it.
You could go take another course somewhere else. Why do you want it from me?
No, he's just asking.
No, just asking.
Yeah, that's why he's trying to get information from you to see where he should go.
Personal.
It's funny though.
But you can't do it unless someone wants to accept it, right?
It's like gravity.
Like I can't just hypnotize these people unless they like.
It's like gravity. It's going to work whether you want it to or not. Now,
Okay.
if you
But don't you have to give your
it,
permission? Because
no.
I think so because no one's ever been able to hypnotize me.
Well, that's your choice.
That's what I'm saying. You have to give your permission.
All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. All of it.
Yes.
Even what I do is self-hypnosis. If you're not going to do it to yourself, it's not going to work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if I don't give choice, then it's not going to happen.
Right. But you don't need permission.
But
Well,
I
I
guess
mean, the other person, you need to give the other person permission in order for it to happen to you, in a way.
Well, they volunteer. During the show, it would be told if you want to get hypnotized, come
Right.
up on stage. So that is, I guess, in essence, giving their permission.
Yes,
to do it.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes.
but the people in the audience that would nod off,
They're warned.
They're warned that it's possible.
They're warned that if you see the person next to you, don't touch them because they'll end up on stage.
But only if you're like in that quiet setting, would it happen? Like it's not like I could just, even if I was trained, just hypnotize her right here. She'd have to be in a
Yeah. She
like a
has
certain
to be,
setting, quiet,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of the show, the hypnosis portion is theatrics.
Okay.
I used blue lights. I played ocean waves. I had some nice calming music in the background. Don't need any of that stuff.
Interesting.
That's all theatrics. But in order for it to be a show, if I were to just walk up to people and do a rapid induction, the audience isn't going to buy into it. It's hard enough already for the audience to buy into the fact that it's real. So you have to put some theatrics forward for the audience, even though it is very real. You still have to put that theatrics behind it and say, I need silence and things like that. I've done shows on stage for 15,000 people at a fair where there's balloons popping and kids screaming and all sorts of noise, like a fair noise. They have that constant buzz. fireworks going off. Still works. You just incorporate that in the induction. Like when I tried to hypnotize you guys earlier on, and they didn't really try, by the way. But anyways, I said the sounds around you. Become very familiar with the sounds around you. People talking in the hallway, sounds of the weather, sound, everything around you. You just incorporate that in the induction. If you do that, you can do it in any atmosphere.
Can I ask a question about crime?
Sure.
And hypnotism? Okay. So I saw a show with Lucy Lawless, a former actress, and Xena Warrior Princess, and there was a plot line where this hypnotist ends up hypnotizing a woman and gets her to do a murder on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think something like that is possible?
I don't know, because I've never even fathomed of looking into something like that. I'm not.
But do you think it?
I'm not really an evil person.
No,
so,
I know. I'm not saying would you do that. I'm just saying, do you think something like
possible?
That is possible?
Well,
so this is how I'm going to answer that question. I think that at the core, you're not going to do anything that you would not normally do. Okay. Now that being said, that can be manipulated around. So if I were to say you're no longer who you are. Now you're Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde, and you murder people all the time. You take on that persona, and now you're no longer yourself. You're now Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde, and of course Bonnie's going to kill somebody. So there's ways around it, I'm sure. I've not looked into it. I have no desire to look into it, at all. But I'm sure there is some evil aspects to it.
I think there's possible. I think so, right? Because people can be manipulated.
Well,
right?
you take hypnosis and you do sleep deprivation and starvation, and that's how you get brainwashing. Once you're brainwashed, it's a whole different cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you how many times in history that's been done.
Absolutely.
No.
Government does it. Government does it every day.
True.
Without, hypnotizing people, or they are, I suppose.
In a way.
To some degree. Yeah, through media. They're being hypnotized through media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your plans for the future? Just going to be retired and just kind of go off into the sunset?
I went out and got a job. I applied for a job the other
Ballet?
day. No, but that'd be great, wouldn't it? I can drive a
you
stick.
that guy, Anthony Coles?
I can drive a stick. No, I applied for a job with Las Vegas Metro.
To do what?
They had a new drone section they're bringing out. I've been flying drones for my whole life.
Cool.
I'm also a pilot. So I said, this would be great. I can, just work when I want to work, and it'd be fun.
Do you have a pilot license for the drone?
Yes, pilot license for drone and a pilot license.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts now? Supposedly when crime happens, 100 drones go out to the location of if there's a major crime.
I think that's what we're doing right now.
Is it going?
Is that happening now?
Well, they're
they're
forming a
launching it?
drone department.
The drone division, yeah.
Yeah, but guess what? I didn't get the job.
You're
Are you
overqualified.
that good that...
Anthony, you're overqualified.
I mean, I don't know how it works, but
They wrote me an email back and said, because I've created my own long range video systems. I can scratch build a drone. I'm fairly knowledgeable with this. Okay. And they said, congratulations, you've accomplished so much. We won't be pursuing you anymore.
I wonder how many people are hiring for that because it's so new.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anthony, was there like income part?
You want me to read it?
Income. Was there an income part?
Oh, yeah,
income request?
Yeah.
Maybe you were too much?
No. They told me what they were going to pay.
Oh,
but I
I
wasn't
see.
doing it for the money.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing it just
Interesting.
for fun. Yes.
How'd you find out about it? It just came out and someone told you? Or?
A friend of mine, he came by and said, you're not going to believe this, but they're hiring drone pilots. You'd be great. And I mean, I'm not doing much with my life right now. I'm enjoying myself. Why not? It'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the job.
We're going to find you another job.
If you don't mind reading it.
We'll find you another job.
What does the email say if you don't mind reading it?
Let me dig it out. Talk amongst yourselves.
I just had a deja vu. Oh, my God.
Share while
right
he
here.
looks. What's the deja vu?
It's an interesting thing while he's pulling that up. This whole thing of like androids, these droids, these different machines. I was in Nashville and they had this security device that looked like a Dalek. I don't know if you guys have seen Doctor Who, but it's like this. In that scene, it's a tech sort of extraterrestrial that looks like a little robot. But it was like, it's very interesting to me, this idea that suddenly law enforcement is going to be done by machine. Mm-hmm. And you won't necessarily know when you're being observed.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure the old movie RoboCop is actually going to be a real thing soon.
Oh, yeah.
You know
really?
that?
No, I did. I mean, I've seen the...
Sure.
The
I got it.
I'm joking.
It will be.
They are hiring RoboCops, and I think Anthony's going to apply for the position.
The LVMPD, Office of Human Resources and Subject Matters experts have reviewed your qualifications for the position of the Unmanned Aerial Systems Specialist Drone Pilot, C-22-325. Although your education, training, and experience is impressive, you're not a top candidate and will not be continuing in the process. Thank you for your interest in employment.
Wow.
So you forgot to mention, as you were driving these drones, that you'd hypnotize all the people to actually not commit crimes.
Yeah,
you were actually crime prevention of the drone division.
I didn't want nothing to do with hypnosis at this point in time. I did not mention my past at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be curious to see how many people applied it, but it's the first time of history that.
Don't you have connections with that department or something?
It probably has to
find out?
you probably have to really know somebody for that one. I mean, I'm sure.
All I know is that they said that if you had your real pilot's license, it would be an asset, and I have my real pilot's license. It had to be an asset.
Okay.
I have my CCW, so they know that, and I've also had a liquor license, so you get rubber gloved when you go through that process.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done drugs in my entire life, including marijuana. I've never even tried it in my entire life. I thought it was a pretty good candidate.
You know
what about the speeding tickets with the Cool's plates? The Lamborghini.
Those always get pushed aside and made into parking tickets.
I like that.
Yes.
I don't even want to ask what attorney did that.
You know what happened is, I think, because he's he's too white.
You want to try to say he needs to be diversified?
Silence.
And
He's actually half Asian.
and middle-aged and male.
You still have.
Yeah.
I remember seeing once in a while you were driving. Is it white or blue Lamborghini or something that you were driving?
I sold all my cars during COVID.
Yes.
Well, you still have a couple.
I got one left, but I sold the bulk of my cars.
How many cars did you have?
You have more than one car.
I had like 20 of them.
20 cars.
Yeah,
Just in case one wasn't enough.
I was a collector.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I remember seeing you once or twice, like on the spaghetti bowl, and was it a white Lamborghini, blue? I don't know. I'm saying white and blue.
Ferrari.
Different colors.
I had a black Gallardo, a Rossovic red Gallardo Spider, and a black Murcielago.
So which one is Lamborghini? I'm not like big.
All three of them.
All three. There you go.
You're so funny.
Yeah, I haven't really purchased Lamborghini recently, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I got rid of them all.
I got it. Like I said, and the plate was cool. Does it say?
I had Cools 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, I remember seeing in general like that, and I was like, "Oh, there's Anthony Cools."
Yeah.
Do people know you these days, or is that you've been gone for so long that they don't know you? If I saw you, I wouldn't really recognize you, but you were always far away. I didn't have the VIP tickets there.
I had the perfect amount of fame. When I was performing at the Paris, I had the perfect amount of fame. I'd say about a 400-foot radius of my theater. Everybody knew who I was, and I was very recognizable, but I went 401 feet, and nobody knew who the hell I was, which was great, because when I was on the strip,
just enough.
It opened up the doors for me when I was down there. But if I could, I go to my home, I go to my local PT's pub, nobody recognized me, I wouldn't get bugged. It was great, So I had the perfect amount of fame, 400 feet of it.
Perfect.
Right there.
Only when the
enough.
spotlight's on you.
Only when the spotlight's on me, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
That is nice.
Gentil mentioned that I would, if I became a hypnotist, that I would use it for some like negative powers, like I would want to.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
I said personal powers. I didn't say negative.
Personal, yeah.
Yeah, I said personal.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool.
Is it negative?
I thought you implied it. That's why.
No, that's what.
But I think that Gentil really would be good if she had those powers. You could hypnotize men across the valley.
I already do that now without the powers.
Could you imagine if you had the powers, you'd be double.
These guys are evil.
I
know.
They're evil.
I'm also like, hey guys, karma.
I just twirl.
Beware the karma.
I just do this.
But imagine if you could do both.
Women do that anyway. Just undo a couple buttons and men are hypnotized.
Exactly.
That's how we get a lot of the views on the show.
Yeah, I don't doubt.
We only had 5 people, and then Gentil,
See?
Lori came on.
Yeah.
There's 27,000
He
views.
uses me. Yeah, totally uses me.
Sometimes people like to be used.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
The problem solver goes to solve problems, and what are we going to do to get listeners so we solve their
It
problems?
sounds like you two are creating problems right now more than
We do
at this point in time.
No, never.
So here's a good question for you. So the whole Problem Solver show is to help solve problems to people who are listening, even though we're fun and engaging in general. How can hypnotizing people, now we always heard about like you can hypnotize people for stopping them smoking or losing weight or gambling. Does that really work?
Yes, it does.
So for me, at this point in time, you tried to hypnotize me. It didn't work. If I want to be hypnotized, I want to lose weight, I want to stop smoking, can it be done, or you feel right now that I'm just not acceptable?
There's a lot of factors involved, whether you're going to go under or you're not going to go under, and that changes from day to day. And also, a lot of people don't go under the first time. A lot of people are expecting to feel hypnotized when you don't know it. A lot of people...
I feel it.
A lot of people, yes, you feel it.
I'm tingling all over.
You're tingling all over, still tingling all over.
That's normal for her anyway.
I'm waiting for that handshake still.
You're a friend. I can't do that to you. That's creepy.
Whatever. You want to see it.
Most of the people have done it in the past.
You want to see me coming.
You know what? We'll do the old-fashioned way. Hop up on the table here, Jonathan.
You don't even need to be hypnotized.
It's not that kind of show, guys.
I'm sure it is.
How much of you saw the
fans will
droid
love
change?
it.
It's not X-rated.
The fans will love it.
So some people, it can work.
So what I recommend doing for something like that is getting a hypnosis program. There's a lot of great programs out there. I've got a bunch of programs, everything from better golf to better sex, stop smoking, weight loss, motivation, like the tons of programs.
You mean like a DVD program?
Yeah, it's a CD because you don't actually have to use your eyes. You just listen to the program.
Okay.
But for a weight loss program, that would be most successful done every night by yourself. Where you take 20 minutes to yourself and you just go into the trance. And if it's not working, maybe the next day it does. Maybe the next day after that, the day after that, it'll work. But all those programs, either see a hypnotherapist or use the program and do it by yourself in the comfort of your own home where you know you're not going to be humping a chair.
Have there been...
That's what I do every night.
Yeah.
without hypnotizing. So have you heard, I've never Googled them, I'll Google it later, have you heard of hypnotherapists taking advantage of their clients?
Yes, I have heard of that.
Does it happen a lot?
I don't know. I'm not really involved.
I need to
in
Google that
world.
later. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm sure that there is.
Like where they take advantage, where they're stealing money or sex or...
I would make sure that whoever you're going to get as a hypnotherapist, that you do your research on that person, make sure that they are qualified, make sure that they got positive reviews and things like that. Because, like I said, just like the show, if you're doing something wrong, it's going to be all over the internet very, very rapidly.
Yeah.
Have you done that over the years at all, like for weight loss or gambling or any of those things?
Well, to do a gambling program in Las Vegas, I think would be career suicide.
That's true.
No, but if somebody has a gambling problem, could you hypnotize them to stay away from casinos? And
that would be career
career
suicide.
but now that you're done with the whole strip,
Right.
if that was a thing, like to help people,
Right. I have just no desire whatsoever to do hypnotherapy. There's great hypnotherapists out there, and I don't want to do
Got
that.
it. I'm just
You're an
curious.
entertainer, right? Like
I'm an
it's for
entertainer.
fun.
Yes. Yeah.
But it does. If someone has a problem, hypnotherapy can be a solution.
Absolutely. Great solution. A really
Like I
great-
said, it's not like it's marketed. You don't really see like a commercial like, stop, smoking, call me, I'm the hypnotherapist. Like, you just don't see it. But I guess it's out there. I just never called and never saw a business card.
There's lots of great hypnotherapists
Okay.
in town. Lots of great ones.
It'd be interesting. But again, I guess I'm saying the same question. Someone like me, where you just tried and it didn't work. If I went to another hypnotherapist and I said, hey, I want to stop smoking.
He keeps saying it didn't work, right? That's what he keeps saying.
I think that if you go see a hypnotherapist, they're going to tell you right off the get-go, hey, it's not going to, maybe it won't work the first time, but you're going to have to come back for 3 sessions. A lot of hypnotherapists have a very controlled atmosphere.
Was it different?
And it's a different atmosphere, and chances are they're going to get you under right away anyway.
Since you know Gentil, you thought that she wouldn't try. What would be the reason why? Like,
She's scared of me. She knows exactly what I'm capable of
but
doing.
she did it today. Are you surprised?
She did it today.
I did.
Did you do it for real? Did you mess us up?
What do you mean?
I was hoping for like a good show. I was hoping like Laura's gonna be
You're
helping
not having a
Sharon.
good show?
Thanks. That makes me feel great right now.
I'm telling you,
I can hop on a chair, but I'm not going to get.
I'm tingling all over, so I don't know. Maybe it did work.
But she tingles every time she comes here. So it
Oh,
really,
yeah, I'm always
it really,
tingling.
it really wasn't this effect of that. in
Because
general.
it's titillating every time I come here.
Last question for you. You live in Henderson, right?
No, someone.
Oh, did you ever live in Henderson or no?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
Nope.
One thing you don't know is I actually was a cop in Las Vegas. I actually pulled you over a few times, and I actually gave you a few tickets.
You did not.
No, I'm joking.
No.
I'm like, no.
I
wanted to see what he was gonna say.
No.
I was hoping he was going to say.
He
I was
wouldn't
hoping he was gonna say-
remember.
So
I hope it was going to say Henderson.
I
yeah.
got pulled over 3 times in the last decade.
Okay.
One of them was speeding, and the officer that pulled me over says, "You know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was driving like a complete dick. I'm speeding." He says, "Absolutely correct." Went to my driver's license and registration, came back, says, "Have a nice day, sir. Keep your foot off the pedal."
Oh, that's
They gave you a ticket or
nice.
no?
Did not give me the ticket, not because of my name,
Because you're being honest.
because I was being honest.
Or you hypnotized them.
No, I was just being
Honest or hypnotized? One of the H's.
He just snapped his fingers.
I do not.
He's like, no ticket. Is it?
So I learned back years ago, back in the 90s when I first started doing this, because I used to hypnotize people in any atmosphere. I go to a party, I hypnotize people. I'd meet somebody at the bar, I hypnotize them, and I learned very rapidly that if I wanted to keep friends, to not do that.
Yeah.
So in mid 90s, I said no more am I going to be hypnotizing people unless I'm up on stage. And I just don't do it. Like, Jean T, you know me for years now. Have you ever heard of me hypnotizing?
I know.
anybody?
I used to ask him when I first met him. I'm like, can you, hypnotize us? And he's like, no.
No,
I won't do it.
I don't have
But that's
any
why
desire.
we're still friends.
Exactly.
No, because you did hypnotize me to be your friend all these years.
You guys make me feel so good. It's a shitty show because we didn't get anybody hypnotized, and you're a shitty hypnotist, so we're still friends. Oh, that's amazing.
No, that's not it. He did.
Anything else? Anything else that you want to share in regards to, I guess being a hypnotist, or anything else that you want to? I guess one last part. I know you kind of said if you're looking for a hypnotherapist, Where should you look, and what would make it a good one? Like, do you read reviews, but reviews can be fake?
Reviews.
Read the reviews.
Yes, reviews and qualifications.
Qualifications.
And the exact same reason you wouldn't be able to fake a hypnosis show, because it would be all over the internet if they were doing something crooked. It'd be all over the internet if people were unhappy. It'd be all over the internet if they were doing something they shouldn't be doing. It'd be all over the internet. As simple as that. So do your homework. Just do your homework.
What's his name that's on the, is it Marshall Silver? Mm-hmm. He's a hypnotherapist as well, right?
Can I get another water?
So, I guess no. The reason why I'm bringing up his name actually because recently there's a realtor that I met, and he does. I actually went to see him probably almost 15 years ago downtown somewhere, and he's doing some type of event next week. Seminar with a realtor, and
oh yeah.
But I guess as he's like hypnotizing you, he's telling you what he's doing or something. I have no clue what I'm saying to you, but
I could really.
Do you recommend?
No comments.
Okay,
we're out of water. Out of water.
Wait.
Out of water.
So you don't recommend?
So no comments.
No comment. I got it. Okay.
Coffee was really good too.
Oh,
What kind
no.
of coffee was?
No comments.
It was really good.
But he's been around. I will say this: he's been around a long time, just like you. But no comment, no water.
No water.
Okay.
Water
Like,
bottle.
I have a great meme here.
Give me a water bottle.
I've
I've got a
Anthony,
great
give me a
meme
water
here.
bottle.
Showcase the meme.
Oh yeah, let's see the meme.
Yeah, from
This is like
Anne Margaret Chicken. Anne Margaret the Chicken.
Okay, here we go.
Chickens after the price of eggs went up. And it's got a little
That's
Gucci
funny.
bag there and a fancy hat. There you go. So if you want more content like that, you can follow Anthony Cools on Instagram and find his chickens account, Anne Margaret the Chicken.
Is that your account? Is that Margaret?
That's she posted that, not me.
Yeah.
Any other pictures of
Their
them?
little chicken.
Oh yeah.
Any video?
There's video. There's tons of it.
Okay, let's
Showcase something here.
browse through here a little bit.
We could show the one.
How many
you
years
want me
have
to
you-
show you which one to put up there?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay.
How many years have you had the chicken?
3.5 years.
Okay.
She's amazing.
So you knew
She's
to
really lovely.
so you knew to the chicken business.
And
She's very
Margaret.
fluffy. She has those little.
He was
fluffy
joking
feet.
with the water.
But
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Hey, sweetie, take that one. Well, you're already here. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank
Can you just take out the
honey.
trash real quick? If you don't mind? He didn't mean that. She wanted the water.
All right. You just helped me
No.
point out this specific one here.
So this
Okay.
will tell you exactly what her personality is like.
So cute.
You have sound?
Let's see here,
Yeah.
right here.
So I cook chicken every holiday when Anthony comes over.
Where'd you get the chicken
I
again?
think it's still not no sound.
This seems like a she chicken.
I hatched her from an egg.
From an egg?
Yes.
So you're
Wow.
your biological father?
He
or-
sat.
Yeah.
He sat on the egg for how long?
So you want to know how the chicken came to be? Because it's actually a really cool story. I wanted peacocks. And I wanted to get these beautiful white peacocks, and I did not want to have them have bad habits because they're very loud and obnoxious,
Yes.
right? So I hatched them from eggs, and I got them into their own flock. Peacocks do not have the instinct to eat when they're born. You have to have a chicken or another bird to teach the peacocks how to eat. And I witnessed this. When they were little things about this big, I put down a little piece of watermelon, and they just look at it. The chicken would come over, start eating it. Then the peacocks went over and started eating it.
That's
So
funny.
the chicken is the peacock's mama.
So would the
Interesting.
peacock die if you didn't have the chicken?
The peacocks would die. They would die. They
Really?
would starve themselves. Yeah, they do not have the instinct to eat.
I did not know that we were going to have a peacock and chicken expert.
There you go.
Wow.
Forget about the hypnotizing.
Yeah.
So yo, do you still have the peacocks?
I still have the peacocks.
How many?
I never saw them
3
outside.
white peacocks.
You should have brought them here.
I
We're very pro peacock
I
here.
almost brought the chicken. I
so
swear
sorry?
I did think about it. I'm like, I'm going to bring the chicken along because she's totally,
lovely.
she's
She's
very
cool.
tame, very tame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Did we? Oh, we saw the video. Okay.
Yes.
So you have 3 peacocks and the chicken. Any other animals?
No.
Got it.
We have Liberace, Elvis, and Dean are the peacocks, and the chicken is Anne Margaret.
And so you train them to not be loud, basically.
They don't know to be loud.
I
They've
love
never-
that because I literally love peacocks, but I'm like, dang, they're so loud, and they sound almost like a woman screaming sometimes.
Sometimes, but these do not. I mean, the male makes a little bit of noise in the springtime for reasons like Jean T would want.
What? Wait, what? Repeat that. I didn't hear you.
Mating season.
Oh yeah, because I just go around making
Noises.
mating calls.
Well, you do. You just do
All
it
the
differently.
time.
You just do it differently.
Oh yeah. How's mine?
Show me your bank account.
Whatever. Yeah.
Is it
6 feet
Show
and taller.
me. Show me.
6 feet and taller.
What?
is it mating
Yeah.
season?
No, he's saying it's always mating season.
So
So,
I don't know how you leave that topic. Anyway, so long story short, any other questions that we have? I think we've exhausted the peacock and hypnotist expert. Anything else you want to share in regards to helping people? Any wisdom that you want to share for the people that are watching and listening?
Yes.
Through all your life and all your hypnotizing and all whatever it is, any advice, suggestions?
Yes, especially for locals.
I'm being serious though.
Support the local shows.
Okay.
Support the smaller shows. I mean, there's some very good, excellent entertainers out there that are having a hard time making ends meet right now. Like, I mean, go support these people because they need your help.
I agree.
Yes.
You know, the one place I would say, Planet Hollywood always has more of the smaller shows with the V Theater and stuff like that, you know? And it always seems like they're smaller shows, but they're fun shows. And what was the one on that side corridor that used to have shows there too?
Tropicana? We go to Tropicana a lot.
Yeah, I like the Tropicana.
No, I mean,
Yes.
at the Planet Hollywood,
In the mall?
in the mall, the V Theater, right? That's
Yeah.
where they have all
yeah.
the small shows.
Yeah.
But I think on the side, what's that street there? Like, there was one street on the side.
Oh,
used to-
Harmon.
On Harmon.
On Harmon,
I don't know
yeah.
if it still exists. There was like a small theater there too.
There was the one. It was the Crave nightclub.
Crave,
they had,
yeah.
they had shows in there. You know what? You know, I'll give my buddy a plug here. You want to see a phenomenal magic show? The best magician in town by far. One of my favorite shows, and I'm not getting paid for this. Mike Hammer at the Four Queens.
Mike Hammer?
Yes.
Downtown, right?
Yes. Excellent.
I think I've seen him before. He's been around for a while, right?
Yeah, long time. And
He's good?
my favorite magician, one of my favorite shows. He's so good.
Well, Cirque du Soleil is still doing amazing.
I did fall asleep in.
Do they?
one of the
Wait,
shows.
but okay, so the casino.
It's like listening to a didgeridoo
the
for an hour and a half.
casino owns them, right? Yeah, but dude, they're charging $200 per ticket, and it's packed, right?
They're charging $59 for a ticket.
Well, it depends on where the seat
Depends
is.
on the-
yeah,
and
every
the
time I
show.
go, it's like $100, $200.
She gets like a little bit VIP.
I'm just saying, it's
Well,
funny because
I can't see. I'm blind, so I need to be close.
you ask a millennial, are you going to see any shows? Love, like
The same
that's
show.
That's all they know.
Well, it's
Right,
marketed
right.
heavily,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and everybody
days.
Cirque du Soleil. Well, there's other great shows out there.
True.
You know, as a local, support these shows. They need your help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Laura, any other questions for this
support.
young man?
Yeah, if anyone's interested in entertainment or becoming a hypnotist, any words of advice for them?
Be yourself. Don't learn from other people. Don't take other people's material. Write yourself a show and then stick to your guns. Yeah, that's my advice.
Right.
If you, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of hypnotists out there that have borrowed my material over the years and made it their own, and it's a big insult. It really is. You know, flattery is not there.
no?
No,
Oh.
no.
Shanti?
I used to be a burlesque performer, and I learned never to tell another burlesque performer about my act until I was actually doing it.
Oh, interesting.
I literally had like you always have a shtick and a thing, and then it would one time I did that and they stole the idea,
Of course.
and I was like, you bitch.
It's all-
Wow.
it's-
Well, yeah, but couldn't they steal it after they see you doing it already, right?
Yeah, they
It's-
could
it's
have. At least
also-
then
yeah.
I would have done it first, and it would have been obvious they were copying me. But in this case, they like took it on as if it was like their idea.
No way.
Yes.
See, the same thing with opening a show here. You do not open a show in Vegas until the contract is signed. If you know, like when
Yeah.
I got my contract at the Paris, I had to be shut up about it for 6 months. People are like, yeah, I'm opening. Where? I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Because as soon as a producer catches wind that there's a time slot available over here, they pounce on it.
Yeah.
They pounce.
Oh, that's
So I
You know,
think
like-
that's for entertainment as a whole. That's really good
Yeah,
advice.
like
yeah.
I mean, Steve is coming to Vegas. He's going to be opening up here right away.
Oh, yay.
Yes, but don't tell me. I don't know where he's going to be opening up, but I know he's opening up.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you one thing because actually I like to be involved with like fundraisers and do different things to help people. But in regards to Axe Monkey, tell us about that. Are you able to talk about that, or
Sure, we can talk about that.
in the contract or something? You can
Well, it's
yours.
mine. It's mine. It's contracted with myself.
I forgot to ask you that question.
Yeah, so 6 years ago, I opened up the first axe throwing range in Nevada, and probably in the United States, except I think somebody beat us by a week or two in New Jersey 6 years ago, but definitely in Western United States and Nevada. And my friends thought I was crazy for opening up an axe throwing range, and now we have 4 locations, and we're starting to spread even more. We got franchises being sold left, right, and center, and it's going very, very well. You can book a lane at axmonkeys.com.
It's super fun. Have you ever done it?
You know, I've done it one time. I forgot the location, but I mean, I felt like it was cool to do it. But like, is it that trending that people like love going?
Yes.
I feel like it gets old if you throw it like 10 times.
Did you make it though? Did you hit it?
Were you hitting the target?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was hitting it, but like, I know there's also like bar lounges, right? Like, are people drinking and throwing axes at the same time?
There are a few different ranges that are opening up now inside of bars. Yes.
In the bars, right?
Yeah, Axe Monkeys is a big facility, 13,000 square feet.
Is it a
46
problem that you're
lanes.
drinking alcohol and throwing axes at the same time?
No.
Not yet, at least.
I don't think it's an issue because we just don't let people that are drunk throw axes.
But if you have one
But
or
what
two
if
drinks, is
they're-
that...
Yeah.
And there are
One or
safety
two drinks.
protocols too. Like there's
Well, the axes are not sharp. We don't let you throw unless you've got a closed-toed shoe on. The only way you're going to get hurt is if you literally drop the axe out of your own hand and hit your toe.
Never been any injuries
Yeah.
with that stuff? Or
No, not one.
Well, a drunk person would do that, right? But
any crazy people that ever show up and like start...
Well, crazy.
Like,
people.
you know, at the gun stores, sometimes people say, hey, can I try this gun? And they shoot themselves. The reason why there's no carpet in the gun stores is because people have killed themselves at the range.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
wow. I never.
If you
knew
go
that.
to, if you buy your gun, like you want to go kill
Yeah.
yourself, right? You like
Yeah, you
rent a
wanna
gun,
try it. Mhm.
you go shoot and you kill yourself. If you look in
how often?
Google it.
How often does that
I don't
happen?
know. It's been a while, but I know someone mentioned that before. That the
Yeah.
reason why there's no carpet
Yeah.
at these places is because they get suicide.
And I
Oh
was
my
told the
God.
reason why there's no carpet is because they take the one-shot brass and they reuse it. They sell it as a one-shot.
I mean, I
brass.
can't. I'm not an expert, but I mean, I was. There's been a bunch of people that have killed themselves.
Well-
because that's the way they access a gun. They come here and they.
If someone's
Let's
going to
not put that out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
if,
yeah.
if someone's going to take an axe and try to kill themselves, I mean,
I mean,
It's a rough way to go.
kill himself, hit himself 44 times in the back of the head.
With a blunt axe. Yeah.
With a
No, I mean, I'm
blunt
glad to hear there's never
God.
not going. I'm glad that there's no interest, but there are
Not-
crazy people out there.
Not a single accident.
I like
Yes.
that.
Yay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Just exciting good times.
Exciting.
Yes, we have a few puns at the old Axe Monkey.
I like it.
Yes.
So maybe we could set up some type of fundraiser, like Problem Solver, different fundraiser events.
We'd
you
love
know?
to do that. We
That'd be
would
cool.
love to do. We do lots of fundraising events. We'd love to do that.
What?
This is- we
I've never been invited to like one. Really?
we don't do them. We have the fundraisers come in and do them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
You
Which
could
is there
forward
I
it.
should say we host them.
Is there certain
Oh,
charity?
Jesus.
Is there certain charity that you like that we should do it?
Yeah, let's do one.
Yeah. I can find some.
Yeah, fine. Oh, I'm so glad that you had one off the top of your
Cats
head
and
there.
dogs.
Cats and Dogs Incorporated.
See Gentil
I love cats.
Googling underneath the table really quickly.
No, I'm really big with one. It's called like Save the Peacocks, and it's local. No, I'm sorry.
Save the peacocks. Save the cocks.
Come down, save the.
Yeah, save the cocks.
That's what you do.
Save
Save
the
the cocks. Come down to Axe Monkeys and
you go.
save some cocks. Cocks? Axe. Cocks? What was I going to say?
You guys are terrible.
That's a new one.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show, sharing a bunch of information, updating. Like I said, I never really truly met you in person, so it's kind of cool that I met you. You are, something that I thought was really fun and interesting over the years. Like I said, I still to this day do this thing with my wife. And
I'm still fun and interesting, by the way. I just don't do the show anymore.
Yes, he is. Oh, ladies out there, if you're listening, Anthony is single.
oh,
Old ladies.
Oh, ladies.
I need an axe to kill myself with, right? Somebody
I thought you said
ladies. Not old.
Does somebody have an axe or a gun I could kill myself with right now?
it's interesting because a lot of
All the old fans.
it's interesting because I do meet a lot of women at different networking events and stuff, and they always say to me, Dave, if you know someone that's single, but it's weird. I don't feel like I have that many guys that tell me that, but I know
Yeah.
like I probably would say I know 10, 12 women that have told me that, hey, they're single, and hey, if you know somebody.
Yeah, my
Maybe I have
my
you
brother and
date
me
them
are
all.
like dedicated single guys.
What was
By the
the
way-
dedicated single?
By the way, I forgot to mention, you guys went last night to the matchmaking thing.
No, yeah, they did. I didn't make it.
You want to tell us
Yeah.
how it
It
was?
it was a speed dating
It
event.
was speed dating.
You want to tell us how it went?
I would just out of curiosity more than anything. It was fun. It's always interesting to meet new people. It was.
I heard you
set
got
up
matched
like-
with somebody I know, possibly.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you sent some of your guy friends there?
No, there's someone I know was there, but
Oh.
someone said that they kind of got matched with you.
Really?
I don't
How did
know-
that- how
I
did
don't
that
know
work?
Who that is.
No, they don't match.
Yeah,
he thought you matched.
Well, no, it was 5 minutes interval with
All
each
right, so
person.
so just real quick, tell us how it went.
Yeah,
because I know
think
someone
it
that was there.
fun.
He said that he got matched with you, but you're saying that you have no clue who that person is.
Well,
Apparently
Seems so
she
funny.
didn't match.
I know. I just don't know who that is. But anyway.
So how does that work? If he doesn't know, but he knows you, how does that work?
They haven't followed up, so I
He
don't
thought-
have like the information
Yeah.
from the company.
Oh, so they'll let you know.
He thought there was a spark.
Yeah,
Apparently
like
she
that's what I'm
didn't.
like. I don't know. I haven't heard back from the company. But yeah, you rotate in a circle and have 5 minutes with each person. It was one thing I will say. It was really loud, so it was very hard to hear.
How many
I'm a
people
little
were there? How
hoarse.
many women and men?
I think we're probably like maybe 25,
That's a good
something
amount.
like that.
Were there a lot of married men there?
Oh, that's what we want.
Yeah,
we want to imagine
wearing
We need to do speed dating and axe throwing. So you're actually doing an activity during that 5 minutes as opposed to just staring at each other going, do you like cows? Because I like cows.
Yeah.
Cows are cool.
Well, they had these questions you could ask to kind of get the conversation rolling. But the question that the card that was like at my spot that they kept asking me is, if you could do your first time over again, what would you do differently? Meaning like
first time sex?
Yes. And I'm like, that's not a good first question.
What?
But how do you know?
I probably want a partner.
But how do you know it was sex related? Maybe you just implied it that way because
No, it said underneath it said kiss or sex. Like it was like.
Oh my God.
So I chose the kiss option.
That's
You
funny.
stayed safe.
Which my
not
first
really a
kiss was
good
technically
line.
my friend Jessica when I was like 7.
If you had to describe one of the men that were there that you were, how many men would you say you were in front of?
Well,
20.
I would say most of the guys there were older. So a lot of them were just not,
Older with big bellies. That's what I heard.
There were a lot of bigger men. It's true.
Are you anti-bigger men?
Well, I just got there and I was like, there's no one John T. I think would like.
But they would be clamoring, waiting to meet me. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make it.
Bank account.
So you told her that.
I am not,
64.
Oh my God.
She wants tall, dark, and handsome. She wants like Superman.
Oh, no, I'm going to get him.
Eventually.
Oh, yes.
So you told her
He's
that, hey,
in my
there's not that
dream.
great many men.
Knowing
that
what Shanti likes, I basically was like, I don't think you're missing anything for what she's looking for.
Well, you never know. Like, personally, she could hit it off with somebody, just the look's not there, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's about looks.
I think you're one of the pickiest people I know.
It's a factor,
By far.
yeah.
I'm not picky.
So it was fun or was not fun?
I just have standards.
Yeah.
And was there anybody there would you left and you're like, hey, I wouldn't mind getting set up with the guy?
There were several people there that were like fun, interesting people that I'm like, I would get to know them more. I don't know.
Yeah.
If there was one particular person that you had to describe their features that stood out,
You're prying for your friend, aren't you?
I'm not going to
Who would
go
that be?
there. I'm not going to
Yes,
go there.
he is. She's like,
I was just
zero.
trying to say.
Zero.
I just think it's funny to ask because I was up like at midnight and I think he messaged me. He's like, yeah, I matched with her and she seemed really nice. And I was like, so now I'm talking to her and I'm like,
But I just don't know
confused.
who you're talking about.
Well,
so.
I wanted to see if you would describe the person without me saying it.
Well, what did he mean by match? Remember,
Well, I don't know.
They
I
got
guess-
to meet 20
He mean, like,
guys.
yeah, we rotate.
Yeah.
So maybe we just talk.
So
That's what
at the,
I'm like.
so at the end of all, how do you know who matched? How do you,
Supposedly they were going to get in touch with us, but I don't think I've gotten anything from them.
No
so
phone
I'm
calls
not
ringing?
sure.
This is the
Right.
police officer in you coming out, by the way. You know that, right?
I'm trying to investigate.
Investigator, yeah. Yeah, no,
Playing
no,
good
I
cop, bad cop.
don't. No, I don't think there was like some kind of okay. Well, I like.
I
her,
told them about
he
the
likes,
event. So
he likes
it's interesting to
me
see
and
what
I
happens.
like him. I don't think it was
They
like that
did.
at
There
all.
were papers, but the organization
Oh,
was supposed to like.
So you said I like him, I don't like him, and
But
then
it was one thing I will say for the organizer is like. I think it was awkward because it was like everyone was next to each other. So there was a piece of paper where you write like yes, no.
So
But,
they
like,
can see it.
They could see you. Like I'm like that's so awkward.
So you're like to take
Yeah.
the paper, you like hide it, like.
Yeah.
yeah, but there
So did
was
you
no
s-
room to hide it. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. They're like.
So
right
here's the
there.
last question: did you check off yes for anybody?
Yes.
How many?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. Not that many.
It's like 47.
No, not that many. But there were also people
Half.
that I clicked.
I want 'em all.
There were people that I clicked yes, where it was more of a friend connection, and I even told him. Like there was one guy I said, I'd be happy to be your friend. Like he was much older than me. He was a widower, nice guy. Like not demographic for me to be involved with, but like I'm happy to be friends with
She's
him.
like checking off like yes, like friend, but every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, she's like stipulations.
Yeah.
That's like Jeff. My brother Jeff puts everybody in the friend zone. Friend zone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Does he do with
okay.
you too?
Oh yeah. Like he put me in the friend zone first. Mm-hmm. I didn't put him in the friend zone. Yeah.
I'm just saying he puts a lot of women in the friend zone.
Women put men in the friend zone. I think before a man would put a woman in the friend zone.
I would say that's probably
Yeah.
That's probably pretty accurate.
Yes.
Well, they're just
exactly.
intimidated because they don't think they're going to get the girl.
You should have Jeff on here to talk about dating.
Oh, yes.
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 Because he's expert.
He and I had a very different opinions on a bunch of things
Oh
regarding
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'd be a great guest. He
That
really
would be
Well,
interesting on
actually-
relationships. Yes.
Next week we're actually having one of the other podcasters here, Davrick, who's going to be on the show, who talks about relationships.
Oh,
And I think it'll be
great.
really interesting specifically because of you.
Oh,
but
yeah. Specifically because of me, because I'm so fucked up.
Because she's so challenged. She's like challenged.
Yes.
Laura, we're still getting to learn about Laura, but she's not as challenged as John T. She's
Laura's more open-minded.
She's just a little bit younger, so
In some
she's
ways,
not
in
as.
some ways,
Yeah, well, you're more
She's not as much
diverse.
she's not as victimized as much yet, from men.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You disagree?
Well, yeah, no, I'm traumatized for sure.
So from men.
From my couple experiences with men, because
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot.
Keep saying that.
Yeah, just 2 or 3. So yeah, I'm very traumatized. It's really
So we'll see
tough
next
for
week.
me to
Next week's
be
gonna be
over
really
it.
good. You got to watch next week because he's like
I will be watching.
he's like a male stud.
Male stud.
Male
stripper?
stud?
Is he a stripper?
No, he's
What
like
does that even
he's
mean?
like a what do you call that? What is it? Like
People
a chicken?
pay
What do you call
him
it?
to
A
sire
stud?
children?
What do you
Like,
A cock?
call it?
Male chauvinist?
No, I don't think. I think he's educated, well spoken, and then talks about relationships very.
Oh, I think I met him. Is he?
Yeah, you met him over here.
Oh, okay. So
So he's like, I just think
That'd
it'll be an interesting
interesting.
conversation to have about
Yeah.
men and women dating or their financial situation, or like basically, I think when we mentioned that she needs to date up in regards to someone financially, like she can't have someone.
I can't have
lower.
someone less, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends
Because that
actually.
doesn't work either. I've tried that route. If
depends
anybody's
upon the
watched
person.
Marrying Millions, they've seen that I've dated below me or beneath me, and it doesn't work.
I don't think it's the below. I think it depends upon the type of man. I don't care. Like me personally, I wouldn't care if you made more money than me. It's just whether or not there's connection. I could care less.
But see, every single guy that I've met have said that, and it's bullshit because I date them and they have less than me or have less money, and all of a sudden they're threatened by the fact that I have more money.
That's why you're supposed to put all your money in the bank account and just keep saying I'm poor.
I
Don't say
try.
you have money.
I
Just, oh my
try
God,
that,
can I borrow $20?
yeah, but then they see your car. And
Yeah,
your house,
exactly.
Can I get
What-
can I borrow
Right,
$20
yeah,
and
let
a pack
me-
of cigarettes?
For the record, do you know what I drove here? Like what I always drive. What
Yeah,
do I
your
always-
truck?
My truck.
Oh, your truck?
It's a
Yeah.
2003 Dodge, 222,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I
Well, until they Google us, or research us, not Google. Sorry.
I love my hunk of shit truck.
Yeah.
Why did you drive that truck?
Until they
I don't know. It
research.
just makes me feel down to earth and
Like a normal person?
Yeah,
But you're not normal.
I am.
He's
I am now.
definitely not normal.
I am now.
We know he's not normal. That's why we love him.
Interesting.
I love my truck.
Well, stay tuned the next week to see what our,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them, analyzes John T. and Laura about their
I think you should get
situation.
Jeff on at the same time.
It's probably
That's what you
good.
need to do.
No, because remember, there's going to be 2 girls and then you and that, other
Yeah.
dude. So, that's going to be a very powerful,
Yeah.
Dynamic.
I like the way
dynamic right
this
there,
guy
yes.
speaks because it's kind of he speaks well.
explosive. It might be an explosive show.
Yeah. I'm unclear about this
I'm
person.
unclear about who we have here. But anyway, Anthony, thanks so much for coming on the show. I appreciate your insight.
Thank you very much for
Anthony.
having me. It's great. I enjoyed it.
Now you're going to make him hump my chair or what? What's going on?
As soon as the camera shut off.
Oh, come on. Come on.
You never know, I was really hoping for it. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on the show. It was great insight. Always good to get some wisdom and knowledge for someone, again, like you've been doing this for a
Yeah.
long time, whether it's for acting and some, you never know, sometimes pieces of information basically get out to certain people, help people.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is every single week to bring different people on, experts and people with experience. You want to shake her hand real
Now
quick?
make
to
me come. Anthony, make me come.
Pop up here.
No, come on.
She always wants it her way. She
Come
never
on.
can't be like,
What do you mean? How do you know?
I know because I know you for a while.
Yeah.
Deeper. Collapsing. See this?
What?
What?
She's like smirking. She's not following the system. Shame on you, John T.
Take it seriously, it's not going to work.
The truth is, she only wanted you to come on the show because she was hoping that she somehow would start humping a chair.
She was hoping to get
That was
you
the problem.
hypnotized. You were hoping to get both of these two hypnotized. She just didn't want to be hypnotized. Nothing to do with it at all.
I just thought it'd be fun to jump around and hump chairs. And
No,
Well,
seriously,
wait.
my body is feeling weird. Like I have, some tingling, and then my back kind of hurts. So I don't know.
it's old age.
I think the back hurts because your boobs are too
Like my
big.
back hurts and like this hurts
Yeah.
and it's tingling.
Your boobs are
Yeah, you
too
need
big.
like a doctor appointment. You need to check. It's like, I mean, she's 32. I mean, she's getting old.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm having. Oh, it's my birthday
When?
What?
right now.
Shut
Today?
up.
What, the 17th?
She's like,
but-
no, it's 2 months from now.
17.
What's the 17th? What's
January,
today?
2 days
Janvier
ago.
Oh, it's 2 days
17.
ago.
Yeah, but I was hibernating because remember I'm old, so I was sleeping for like 4 days.
God, happy
yeah,
birthday.
She was.
Thank you.
So you
Thank you.
turned,
Yeah,
so now you're 33.
yeah, no.
Happy birthday.
58th, no 60th birthday. Sorry, my 60th birthday.
33?
60.
She looks like she's 21 though. That's what counts.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank
Yeah,
Besides the aching and the problems she's having right now.
I have no idea.
She's looking quite good for age. Whatever she's doing, the cybernetics, what do they call
Well,
it?
that's because I
she
sleep.
froze her body.
Dude,
and
I sleep 12 hours a day, and remember, I already slept for 4 days. We're talking about 24 times.
so she's rejuvenated.
4. Yeah.
I think she's half vampire. Somehow she is. But anyway, thanks so much for joining us.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank
and
you.
then if I guess in the future, it'd be fun to do like, if you ever want to like break out and do like one day of a hypnotist show, maybe for a fundraiser for Cats and Dogs Incorporated, the Shanti's nonprofit that she's involved in.
No, save the
Cats and
dicks. No, wasn't it dicks?
Save the cocks.
Save the cocks.
Would you ever break out? Would you ever break out for one show?
Well,
Save the
never
cocks.
say never. There
Yeah, it'd
you
be
go.
cool to do like
Yeah.
a fundraiser and stuff like that. If you didn't mind in the future, I will share with you one last thing. Lance Burton, is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have no clue. It's been a long time. He actually did a fundraiser for cops. I was involved in almost 17 years ago.
See, the difference between Lance Burton and my show is I can't do 10 minutes. I can't do 15 minutes. I can't do half an hour. I need an hour and a half up on stage to do that. Where Lance can go up there and he can do 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Really?
Very, a magician. You just
magician. Okay.
Yeah, very talented magician. Vegas misses him. He's a great guy. He knows how to
moves.
throw an axe. Yeah, he knows how to throw an axe.
Yeah,
very
he
well.
moves, right? He's in like
Yep.
Missouri or something?
Kentucky, I believe.
Kentucky.
Yep.
I remember he had a house in Henderson.
Yes. Yes, a monster house.
But that house on
A house on the hill.
Yeah.
Yes.
House on a hill.
Yes.
Oh,
Did you ever hear the story? I'm sorry, we're about to end, but did you ever hear that someone committed suicide on his gate of his house?
What's with you and suicide?
I don't know. This is what
He's-
happened.
you know, he's
have you
a
ever heard that
cop.
story or no?
No, I have not.
Yeah, basically
Really?
someone committed suicide like on his gate.
Was it a fan
on
or
the
something?
house. I don't know the whole story, but I mean, I was a Henderson cop, and that happened. And I mean, it's kind of higher up, right? Somehow, the guy killed himself.
What?
Did you know that nobody has ever died in a casino in Las Vegas?
No, that's
Yeah,
not true.
That is true.
What? No.
Yes.
In a
No,
casino,
I-
not in
In
a
a
hotel
casino.
room.
No, I
Nope.
heard.
Okay, so hold on. Let me clarify how
That's-
this worked. I heard the story in 2003 when I was at the Stardust. The Stardust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nobody's ever died in the casino. How the hell did that happen? So
Maybe.
picture this: there's a guy. He's playing blackjack, 8 o'clock in the morning. Been playing blackjack all night long. Another guy comes up behind him with a machete, lops his head off. The head rolls away this way. The body flops down this way. The ambulance is called. They pick up the body. They pick up the head. They put it on the stretcher. They put it in the ambulance. Pronounced dead en route to hospital.
I'm out to the hospital.
Nobody dies in a casino. It's bad for business.
Yeah. Well.
What about in the hotels?
Picked up the body, dies en route to hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Unless they just get splattered. Right. Well,
No,
this
no.
happened. No. This happened to an ex.
Right, but they don't die at the casino.
Yeah. Well, this
They
one.
always die en route to
This
hospital.
one was dead, but maybe what was released to the media was completely different.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I mean by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
What a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
And on that note,
We can go back to the cats and dogs.
The gore.
All right,
We
so-
love the gore. We really do.
Somehow that turned that on. I guess it was my fault. Anyway,
Yeah, you.
thanks so much for joining
dark
us.
energy.
my pleasure.
Thanks for joining the Problem Solver every single week.
Thanks, Chase.
Thursday,
Thank you.
Chase.
4:30 when we go live. Every single week, if you have a problem, 702-999-1111. The Problem Solver.Vegas. Any problems, anything that we do to basically help you out, please stay tuned next week. We'll see you next week. Be safe.